5 seconds to go. Start. Namaskar, my dear countrymen. Our fight against the second wave of corona is still on. Like many countries of the world, India too has gone through a lot of pain during this fight. Many of us have lost our relatives and acquaintances. My deepest condolences to all such families. Friends, this is the biggest pandemic and tragedy in the last 100 years. The modern world had neither seen nor experienced such a pandemic. Our country has fought together on many fronts against such a massive global pandemic, from building a COVID hospital to increasing the number of ICU beds, from making ventilators in India to creating a huge network of testing labs. A new health infrastructure has been created in the country in the last 1.5 years. The demand for medical oxygen in India during the second wave increased unexpectedly in the months of April and May. Never in the history of India has the need for medical oxygen been felt in such quantity. Efforts were made on a war footing to meet this demand. The entire machinery of the government was engaged. Oxygen rails were deployed, Air Force planes were used, and the Navy was deployed. The production of liquid medical oxygen was increased by more than 10 times in a very short time. Every effort was made to get whatever could be available from any part of the world. Similarly, the production of essential medicines was increased manifold, and no stone was left unturned to bring them from wherever they were available abroad. Friends, the most effective weapon in the fight against an invisible and mutating enemy like corona is the COVID protocol, the use of a mask, the distance of 2 yards, and adherence to all other precautions. The vaccine is like a protective shield for us in this fight. Compared to the demand for vaccines all over the world today, the countries producing them and the companies making the vaccines are very few. The number can be counted. Imagine that if we had not developed vaccines in India, what would have happened in a huge country like India today? If you look at the history of the last 50 to 60 years, you will know that it used to take decades for India to get the vaccine from abroad. Vaccination work could not be started in our country even after the vaccine work was completed abroad. Be it polio, smallpox, or hepatitis B vaccines, countrymen had waited for decades. When the countrymen gave us the opportunity to serve in 2014, the vaccination coverage in India then was only around 60%. And in our view, this was a matter of great concern. The rate at which India's immunization program was progressing would have taken almost 40 years for the country to achieve the target of 100% vaccination coverage. We launched Mission Indradhanush to solve this problem. We decided that vaccination work will be carried out on war footing through the Mission Indradhanush, and efforts will be made to vaccinate whoever needs it. We worked in mission mode, and the vaccination coverage increased from 60% to over 90% in just 5 to 6 years. That is, we increased the speed as well as the ambit of the vaccination program. We also made many new vaccines a part of India's vaccination campaign to protect children from many life threatening diseases. We did this because we were concerned about the children, the poor, and the children of the poor who never got vaccinated. We were moving towards 100% vaccination coverage when the coronavirus hit us. There were apprehensions not only in the country but also in the world about how India will be able to protect such a large population. But, friends, when the intention is pure, the policy is clear, and there is continuous hard work, good results are also expected. Ignoring every apprehension, India launched not one but two made in India vaccines within a year. Our country and the scientists of the country have shown that India is not behind developed countries. Today, when I am speaking to you, more than 23 crore vaccine doses have been administered in the country. Friends, there is a belief here, that is, we get success in our endeavors when we have faith in ourselves. We were confident that our scientists would be able to develop vaccines in a very short time. Due to this belief, when our scientists were still busy with their research work, we started logistics and other preparations. You all know very well that when there were only a few thousand cases of corona in April last year, the vaccine task force was formed at the same time. The government supported the Indian companies making vaccines in every way. Vaccine makers were assisted in clinical trials, research and development were funded, and the government walked shoulder to shoulder with them at every level. Thousands of crores of rupees were also made available to them through the mission COVID Suraksha under the Atmanirbhar Bharat package. Due to the continuous effort and hard work that has been going for a long time in the country, the supply of vaccines is going to increase even more in the coming days. Today, 7 companies in the country are producing different types of vaccines. The trial of 3 more vaccines is also going on at an advanced stage. The process of buying vaccines from foreign companies has also been expedited to increase the availability of vaccines in the country. In recent times, some experts have also raised concerns about our children. The trial of 2 vaccines is going on fast in this direction too. Apart from this, research is also going on in the country on a nasal vaccine. Instead of the syringe, it will be sprayed in the nose. If the country succeeds in this vaccine in the near future, then this will further accelerate India's vaccine campaign. Stop.